Expansion Starts Here, the podcast. My name is Rhett Butler, and as always, I have the best guest bringing you all the most amazing things and happenings occurring in Prince George's County. And today, I have the pleasure to get the guy I've been wanting for a long time in the hot seat. Larry Hentz, Executive Director for Business Development for the Prince George's County Economic Development Corporation, is here today. Larry, what's up, my guy?
How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm glad to see you, man.
I'm glad to see you, too.
You know, we're going to get into what you do as the Executive Director here for Business Development. But before we get into that, I want them to hear from the source.
Yes, sir.
There's so many people that still don't understand what economic development is. What does economic development mean to you? And then my second part of that question is, what are we doing for the county in relation to what economic development means?
Let me talk about what economic development is first.
Yes.
Economic development is anything in regards to activities, projects, strategies, which is one of my favorite things,
yes,
in regarding to creating a higher quality of life within the county through what we call economic development.
Okay.
Now, I hate using the word in the definition of the word.
Right.
So think of it in terms of we improve the economics, still kind of the same thing, for Prince George's County.
Okay.
But economic development refers to any area that you're focusing on improving the economics in that county.
Love it.
Which then roll down to the citizens and the residents that live in that county.
Right. Now, as the Executive Director, underneath you have a purview over other business development directors,
yes,
of various industry sectors.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that and how do you interact with them in that role?
Well, strategically, first of all, we didn't do this just half shot, or if I would say that. The way it took place is we had the studies done as to, based on, as I call it, the bones of the county, where we were, what our strengths were, but most importantly, what would be doing well in the future, in the region, in the country, but specifically in Prince George's County. That was how we decided on the various sectors that we ended up with.
Right.
And therefore, those are, small business, retail restaurants, industrial, IT, healthcare. Then there's international along with that.
That's right.
And then because of the large increase of new residents moving to the county that are from the Latino community, we have a person that focuses exclusively on that too.
Absolutely. How does your team, by sector, identify and pursue new business opportunities or opportunities for the county? That might be a vague concept for people to understand, that the strategy component is an actual going out and attracting.
Yes.
What is that process like, and how do you guys, put that together, strategize for that?
Well, you got to keep in mind, first there's retention.
Yes.
And then there's something we call expansion. So the ones that are here, we want you to help you grow.
That's right.
And then there's attraction.
Okay.
But the process is basically the same. Uncover what works for you, why it works for you,
right,
and then what do you need to continue to expand and grow.
Makes sense.
So once we determine those things that are important to that particular business sector, which can vary depending on the sector, then the next thing is to try to find those particular ingredients that exist in Prince George's County. Okay. And in a perfect world, we always like to show them more than one option.
Right.
And then uncover why option A doesn't work or it does, the strengths and the weaknesses of each one. So we can narrow down into those various solutions. In some cases, it has to do with the site. Other cases, it may have to do with they need to have access to a particular agency or support in that area. So it just really depends on the sector and what the needs are. But when it comes to specifically attraction, we have to have a clear understanding, and we do, of what works best within the county, because it does us no good to attract something to the county that will not be successful and grow in the county. It must do that.
That's right.
So then the goal is to find those businesses that we're truly confident will grow and be very successful, and ideally create other opportunities within the county itself.
Yeah, I love it. That's like a perfect ecosystem you just described.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Speaking of ecosystems, I think for me, the business development bonanza I've seen always happens and culminates at ICSC. And I say that because in that moment, it's like it's a microcosmic of a lot of work that's been done ahead of time.
Yes.
But that's the only place I can physically watch you guys do everything you said, have all the partners in one space, all the potential opportunities in one space, and do a hard pitch within a short amount of time, but get the results.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the International Conference of Shopping Centers event that we go to every year in Las Vegas, and how that allows all your skill sets to come to fruition in that way.
First of all, it's the largest convention I've ever been to in my life. So the goal is you look at the list of who's going to be there. And based on that list of who's going to be there, understanding the needs of the county, the areas where we need help, the areas that we can be very successful, then we target those that make good sense. What you might say, well, why not all of them? Well, for example, a grocery store that operates exclusively on the West Coast would do no good on the East Coast because they have no distribution on the East Coast. So therefore, you have to be strategic about who you talk to. Yes, we can talk to them to create some potential interest and hopefully uncover their plans to move eastward.
Sure.
But in the case of suggesting that they look at a particular site, it reflects poorly on, honestly, who we are and understanding our business. Because if that grocery store, if we tell them they should take a look at a site in our county and their closest one is in L.A., they're going to think we don't know their business.
Right.
So that's why you have to do this background work about where they are, where they plan on being, where they've been successful, where they've had issues. Plus, you must understand the individual industries themselves within retail. So what's going on in apparel is different than what's going on in groceries. What's going on in restaurants is different than what's going on in outlets. What's going on in, let's call it, those marginal kind of businesses that do, let's call fast casual, is different than sit down, for example. So you just have to have this understanding of where they are, but more importantly, where they're going.
Yeah, I love everything you say. You just broke down so many things. I didn't realize the systematic format to certain opportunities, and that makes complete sense. And I want to tell you, when I first started working here, or before I even got the job, I did my research. And part of my research was looking at the video assets. And the first show I saw was Business Spotlight in your face. And I was like, I don't know who this guy is. I like what he's doing, though. It's very professional. He's showcasing these people. Yeah. And it gave me a quick dose of understanding of who we serve and how we're serving them. And I want you to talk about, because I know you're currently in season for Business Spotlight. Yeah. Talk a little bit about Business Spotlight and the purpose it serves, and just your overall time being the host and the face of that. Because again, that was my first touch point with EDC as a production house.
Well, all right. So I gotta be totally honest with you.
Keep it real.
All right. I missed a meeting, and because I missed the meeting, I became the host of Business Spotlight.
With no wardrobe budget.
No wardrobe budget. No trailer. No makeup. None of those things. What I do like about it is, honestly, what we're doing now. Yeah. Which is, one of my favorite things about what I do for a living is I get to meet new people and learn from them. Right. And therefore, I improve the quality of who I am by their knowledge and their experiences. And I carry those with me. So I do enjoy that part. And what I'm doing right now is I'm forgetting there's a camera out there, because if I start to think about that camera, it really messes up this conversation. Beautiful. So, but that was the best part about those things. Nice. It was an opportunity to highlight businesses. It was an opportunity to help our residents understand there were some unique businesses in the county. And I've enjoyed it for the most part until I remember there's a camera out there.
Awesome. Now, the show was amazing, man. I just love that my first touch point to understanding came through your voice and the way you were curating the conversations with those people. That was really cool. Yeah. Larry, last thing for entrepreneurs watching this, who you've just educated on economic development, just told them the processes, let them know strategies at the key. Why should they relocate or expand their business right here in Prince George's County?
The first reason is they can be successful. I mean, let's face it, whether you're a nonprofit or for-profit business, you want to be successful. It's just an issue of what does that success means to you. Yeah. Does it mean you increase your market share? Does it mean you increase your cash flow? Does it mean you increase your quarterly revenue? It just depends, but let me be really clear. We have over 500 square miles, almost 1 million people. We are in the top 4% of all counties within the country. There are 3,142 counties in the country, and we're in the first 125. We have metros.
I can't believe you remembered that number.
It took
That's
a while.
Amazing.
It took a while to do it.
What? That was official.
Yeah. We have location. Yeah. We have a strong workforce. And the best part is, as a government agency, we're here to assist you in that process. We are here to assist you in whether you want to just retain here, expand here, or be attracted here.
Right.
The bottom line is why you should come here is we can help you improve your bottom line. That's why.
It gets no simpler than that.
Yeah.
Larry!
Come on, man.
You're one of the reasons why expansion starts here in Prince George's County, my man. We appreciate you. And he wants you to keep the business spotlight on.
Please.
We didn't forget that. My name is Rhett Butler. Expansion starts here.